Opinions, real talk for real fans.
That sounds amazing.
On AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Gameday Uncensored is sponsored by South Florida Lexus Dealers. Experience amazing by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's Handmade Vodka on game day? Pour me in, coach. Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. Make sure your next Cadillac is backed by Morse at Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. Proud partner of the Miami Dolphins. By JM Lexus. At JM Lexus, you'll always get the home team advantage. And by Williamson Automotive. Williamson is Miami.
That is it, Miami. Go ahead and call up Larry Zonka. Call up Don Shula beyond the grave. Because that is it. The Miami Dolphins finish the preseason undefeated. Trevor, how do you feel about an undefeated record for the Miami Dolphins?
We got the tie, my brother.
We got the time, my brother. We are finishing the preseason for the Miami Dolphins 2-0-1. It is your official Miami Dolphins post-game show right here on 560 WQAM, a.k.a. 104.3 FM. How does it feel, Trevor, to be on FM?
Pretty excited, actually. I'll say that for sure.
You should be excited. Damn it. You earned it. And so did these Miami Dolphins, who constantly had an issue with how tough they can possibly be. But they managed to pull it out 14-6 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, by the way, you know, they got their two-way player with Travis Hunter. But they ended the preseason 0-2-1. And the Miami Dolphins, baby, no losses during the preseason. Let's clap it up for undefeated, baby. Let's clap it up. Yeah, I will be the only person clapping it up probably, because the Miami Dolphins managed to escape the preseason with an undefeated record. Let's go ahead and pop the champagne if you're a Miami Dolphin historian, if you will. Other than that, it is your boy Trevor holding things down on the production side. It is Marcos holding things down on the other side right here. Your Miami Dolphins happen to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Final score of 14-6. Trevor, did you catch any of the game?
Yeah, I was watching it anyways.
Absolutely. I know you got here early, right? You got here like 8 o'clock?
Yeah, I got here early because I want to see what this first team offense was all about, because all the starters were playing against the 3s and 4s and 5s and 6s of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I want to see if they actually showed it up at all without their having their starting right tackle and their number one wide receiver. I want to see what Tua could do anyways. And lo and behold, it only took till the second quarter to get some points on the board, and I was very unimpressed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to be unimpressed by this last game of not All-Star weekend, pre-game weekend, as you should say, because not a lot of people are starting for sure. If you check around the league, it's a lot of the people who are fighting for a roster position right now, but that didn't stop our boy Tua from going 4 for 8, 49 yards, and a touchdown. What did you think of our boy Tua, Trevor?
I didn't like how he took the offensive line, let him have get sacked a few times. I thought it's a better showing on the offensive line. It was like, I'm glad they got some scoring on. If they took him after like 3 series or 4 series, they didn't get points on the board, that would have been unacceptable in my opinion. Yeah. So I'm glad they got points on the board at least. I like how they would for 2 anyways. So.
Well, no more touchdowns from the quarterbacks. But we do have a solid game out of Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. Zach Wilson went 9 for 13 for about 80 yards. Quinn Ewers only missed 1 pass here, 7 out of 8 for a whopping 66 yards. Is it safe to say that we know, as a Miami Dolphins fan, who our backup quarterback will be?
Who do you expect? Because I personally think you need to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster anyways.
Yeah, no, as a Miami Dolphin fan, I know that I need to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, because if it blows too hard in regards to the wind, Tua Tagovailoa may be out. Therefore, you need to have someone who is prepared and ready to go and pick up on the offense that you have designed. And I do think that Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers have done a good job. But I do feel like Quinn Ewers, just because he's younger than Zach Wilson, he gets my selection at the second spot of the quarterback. Am I doing too much by
No.
announcing Quinn Ewers
No,
the,
you're
the
not.
second quarterback?
I was about to say that anyways. I'd rather see Quinn Ewers play than Zach Wilson. I personally don't like after seeing what we saw with Zach Wilson as a Jet. I was like,
Yeah.
he's totally lost deer in the headlights. I don't want to see another Dolphins season with another deer in the headlights quarterback like Skylar Thompson was last year or Snoop Huntley. I think you're better off as like if you're gonna throw someone in the fire. Quinn Ewers has done it at Texas.
Now, here's my thing in regards to the running back position. I know Devon Achane is going to be the starting running back. And of course, you're going to give him the most amount of reps. But I called this as I was a producer on the Tobin and Leroy show. I said that our boy Ollie Gordon II was the steal of the draft. And I based that specifically on the NCAA 25 competition that I would play. Anytime I played with Oregon State and I had Ollie Gordon in my backfield, it almost felt like I was at least guaranteed 2 touchdowns with this star running back. I know that we were able to pick him up, and I know that he's not necessarily something that's on our radar in regards to someone who's going to make a change for the Miami Dolphins. But this Ollie Gordon has managed to put together 3 games in a row that deem him worthy of at least a couple snaps. At the very least, can I get a couple snaps from my boy Ollie?
With Devon Achane probably out with hammy, I think you have that hamstring injury of Devon Achane. I personally think you're better off. It's like if you need someone to give the ball to, Ollie Gordon looks good. I personally wish Alexander Madison didn't get hurt because I was like, okay, we have a running back that can go in between the tackles, but he's gone for the year. So I think Ollie Gordon could actually do that between the tackles, running back, because the Dolphins haven't had that since Ricky Williams or Lamar Miller, and you guys need that in offense at least.
Now, today he averaged 5.4 yards per carry. He had 8 carries for about 45 yards. I tell you what, this Ollie Gordon, I labeled him personally the steal of the draft. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be steal of the draft. But if you were basing everything off of how I base things when I evaluate a running back, it's how well can I use him in NCAA football? Which, if you're a real, actual running back or a person who is appreciative of the game, you will look at my way of identifying these players as someone who's a casual. I get it. I totally get it. But this Ollie Gordon guy is a big pickup for the Miami Dolphins because, Leroy Horde has sent him multiple times on the Tobin Leroy show. If you can't get 3rd and 1, that is something that is going to continue to haunt your Miami Dolphins offense. And it seems like with this a big body back, that's something that they're putting as a priority, if you will. Being able to obtain that 3rd and 1, that 4th and 1, that's something the Miami Dolphins have not been known for. Do you see them as making a step in that direction, Trevor, or do you think they're?
They should. They need that type of running back.
They need it. They absolutely.
That's how you win cold weather football games once it's November, December, January.
Who cares what you do in August? It is November, December, and January, like you said. And November, December, January, Ollie Gordon II is going to be the guy who you're going to be able to deliver the ball to and him be able to knock down those positions there at nose tackle, defensive end. That is going to be the guy who's going to be able to, first quarter you may get him, second quarter you may get him, but third quarter, fourth quarter, he's eventually going to lay into that defense and allow opportunities for Tua, whether it be on the play action or whether it be in a specific drop back of some sort. I do see Ollie Gordon as being in position to really make a difference in this offense. Maybe I'm being biased as a Dolphins fan, but I've loved everything that I've seen out of him in regards to the ability for him to perform in these preseason activities. What have you seen, Trevor, in regards to Ollie Gordon II?
I like his poise. I like his moxie. I like how he can run the ball, go through the tackles. He's not afraid to go in between the tackles, try and go through a linebacker or anything. I like that type of running back. I feel like the Dolphins need that. I feel like they have too many pass-catching style running backs that you want to do screen passes with. It's nice to have someone that's in between the tackles running back, which the Dolphins haven't had in forever. So I'm glad the Dolphins are making the attempt to find that type of running back finally.
100%. It's something that the Dolphins have lacked since the days of Ricky Williams or Ronnie Brown, if you will. We've had the speed backs of Lamar Miller and other running backs who have mirrored his play style. But the ability to run through the tackles is something that the Miami Dolphins are attempting to validate as their offensive identity as they attempt to get tougher throughout the league. And I think someone like Ollie Gordon, for example, is going to be the ability to pick up those red zone opportunities without throwing a fade to Tyreek Hill. I'm tired of the gosh darn fade to Tyreek Hill. He is like 5'8". He doesn't need to be taking a fade in the end zone. Give it to Ollie Gordon. Let him get a touchdown. Trevor, what do you think of that?
That's how you get points on the board. That's how winning football teams do it.
Points on the board,
Doesn't
baby.
matter if you're a 49er, an Eagle, or anybody. That the Dolphins should try to do that. That's how you win football games.
100%. And I just want to go ahead and, again, I know Trevor's running things behind the board. I want to go ahead and give a shout out one more time. Thank you guys for listening to this. This is the official post game. I don't know you had anywhere else that you possibly could be on a Saturday night. It's Miami. You could be celebrating right now somewhere on the beach, but you choose to be tuned in to 104.3 FM, 104.3 FM WQAM. That is our new calling. Trevor, ever since us being on the FM, have you had a chance to listen?
Yeah, I have.
Sounds clearer, doesn't it?
I can hear it all the way up in Boca if I'm going somewhere to get some errands and stuff, or all the way up in West Palm, which is very nice.
That's what the hell I'm talking about. That is what the hell I'm talking about, of course. But this is the post-game show, which usually is covered by our boy Dan Day. But we are here to present you the top of the hour after the open. Let's go ahead and give you the Game Day uncensored post-game show that is brought to you by the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on our select models now through September 2nd. So it's about to end, guys. Make sure you go ahead and get that down. Learn more at Lexus.com by Edmore's Sawgrass Cadillac Shop. Over 22 acres of Cadillac built for luxury and performance. At Edmore's Sawgrass Cadillac, start your game winning drive today at Edmore's Sawgrass Cadillac, Edmore's Sawgrass Cadillac.com, and by JM Lexus. JM Lexus has the best team in the business and a 4.8 Google rating with over 22,000 reviews and counting. JM Lexus, West Semple Road, Margate. Make sure you head out there. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but if you have an opportunity to Google review someone, and after 20,000 reviews, they end up at a 4.8, you know that they're good. You know that they're good for sure. I'm not sure if you've ever had that experience, Trevor. If you go ahead and you Google somebody, they got like 9 reviews, and maybe they're like a 4.3, or maybe they're like a 3 point whatever, but you can go ahead and review those reviews and determine why they reached there. JM Lexus is a 4.8 review on the Google reviews. So therefore, after 20,000 reviews, they determine, you know who's the best? JM Lexus. And you know who else is the best? Us right here on 104.3 WQAM FM. Trevor, the Miami Dolphins finish the preseason undefeated. How do you think that's going to weigh into the regular season?
To be honest, they got through preseason with no major injuries, especially tonight. I'm more concerned is let's get to go up to Indy and smack Daniel Jones around. Honestly, if that's a must win, and if the Dolphins don't win against Daniel Jones week 1 in Indy, it's a crime. It's a big time crime. Like, you should win that. It's a winnable game, and if that doesn't happen, then there's more problems than we don't even know about.
That is indeed a crime. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and give you your offensive player of the game, your player of the game, and the drive of the game for your Miami Dolphins as they come out victorious against your Jacksonville Jaguars. A final score of 14-6. That leaves your Miami Dolphins 2-0-1 on the preseason. They got another game next week that'll go ahead and start the regular season. But in the meantime, undefeated for the preseason. It is your Miami Dolphins, and it is Trevor Harris holding things down, and Marcos Gonzalez holding things down on this side of the board on 104.3 FM WQAM. Trevor, let's go to break, and when we come back, we got your player of the game, your driver of the game, and that and much more on 104.3 WQAM.
WQAM broadcasting live. Postgame edition on AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Sponsored by South Florida Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac, JM Lexus, and Williamson Automotive.
Welcome back to the post-game show right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. It is your boy Marcos here covering the host station, but we do have Trevor Harris back here on the production side, holding things down, of course. Your Miami Dolphins come up victorious against the Jacksonville Jaguars, 14-6, bringing their preseason record to an undefeated 2-0-1. Now, of course, it is a tie game against those pesky Chicago Bears. So I won't count this necessarily as undefeated, but it is a good sign moving forward for your Miami Dolphins. Now, we do have a bit of audio following the conclusion of the Miami Dolphins battle against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Running back Ollie Gordon spoke to the media, as well as quarterback Quinn Ewers. We're probably going to hear from Quinn Ewers here coming up, as I believe, look, I could be wrong, but I believe he solidified his position as the second best quarterback on this roster. Now, I got my boy Trevor Harris with me. Trevor, do we have any Quinn Ewers available?
Yeah, he's ready.
Let's go ahead and hear from Quinn Ewers as he spoke following the victory for the Miami Dolphins over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fellow DFW guy. We're both from the same area. And I think that we just kind of had that connection from the jump, you know, from rookie minicamp and then on to where we are now. I think he's done a phenomenal job of getting open at the end of the day. Because at quarterback, we just throw to the open guy, and he seems to be open a lot. So,
what are you going to take from your first training camp?
Yeah, a lot. I think that I got to see kind of what it takes to be a NFL guy. Obviously, watching Tua play. And then getting some stuff from Zach as well. But man, just what an opportunity that I've been given. And you know, I feel like I didn't take advantage of anything. I haven't regretted anything I've done. So I'm just pumped. It was fun for me because it's been a lifelong dream for me to be in the shoes that I'm in right now. But man, I feel like I have a long way to go.
What area do you feel like you grew the most?
I feel like I grew the most with the footwork because in spring I was I wouldn't say struggling, but learning and going through that learning process. Because here in Miami, it's all about timing, which matches footwork from us and footwork for the receivers. But I feel like I did a really good job of honing in that. You know, I don't get a whole lot of reps during the week, so just like doing stuff after practice with some guys, and even in the run game, I feel like I just did a really good job of doing what the coaches were telling me to do.
That was Quinn Ewers of your Miami Dolphins. That is our rookie quarterback out of Texas right there. We also have Zach Wilson, who had an opportunity to play this game in. And, you know, we know what to expect from Zach Wilson being a AFC East rival from years. But this is what the quarterback had to say following his performance against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Man, I felt amazing. Just this game being the last game and just all of us embracing that 90-man roster right now. You feel me? So just to understand that and just laying it all on the line, letting the cards fall where they're falling. And I had so much fun today. It felt amazing. My parents came down. My family came down to see me. So it's always great to see mom and dad. Just to show out in front of them, man, that meant a lot. The energy was already there. I could feel it. Pro Dog, the big dogs, all the outside linebackers, we already said, man, the game that we were going to have in the week of practice leading up to this game, it basically solidified what we were going to show today.
What did you want?
Easy. Getting to the quarterback. We can get to the quarterback. All preseason, they didn't have any Man, hey, bro. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Chuck. And this preseason, they didn't have any sacks. For the big dogs to come out with, I think five sacks. And that's amazing. So,
Now let's hear from running back, person who I call the steal of the draft. This is someone who look like I understand completely when I play NCAA football 2005. I'm sorry, 2025. That this is probably not the best way of determining whether or not a player is good. But I tell you what, I had some great times with Oklahoma State and Ollie Gordon. And this is him after today's final preseason game. This is your running back, Ollie Gordon.
I just feel like we all showed that today. Just us being able to stick together, be a group that plays together. We've been practicing together for a minute now, a couple months now, and I just feel like this is the time where it all got to show. Getting in there playing with them, I feel like it was huge, it was fun. And that's the whole point about it.
What do you feel like you accomplished?
I just to show how versatile I am. Coming out of college, it was a wonder. Like, could I pass for him? I feel like I put that on display today, and that was huge. Not just for me, but for the team in general. Let my coaches and the other vets know that I can protect our quarterback.
How does it feel to know that you've really impressed not only your teammates but the entire group?
I feel like that means a lot. Just to show that hard work's paying off, and like that we just don't be in the building all day, every day of the week, all day just for nothing. So I feel like that's huge for both assets of that.
Your first home game here.
Oh, I love Hard Rock. I ain't gonna lie. I love seeing TD run around. It was fun seeing him. I only seen videos, but that was my first time seeing him in person, so it was huge.
What is that like coming in? You don't know what to expect, and then now you can possibly be starting coming in point.
It's really just taking it day by day, honestly. If that's the case, that's just the case. I have to step up to the plate for that. But if it's not the case, you got to keep grinding.
That was running back Ollie Gordon, rookie draft pick of the Miami Dolphins. But we got much more right here on the official Uncensored pregame show. I got Trevor Harris holding things down in the production room. And of course, your boy Marcos Gonzalez, Frog Boy, right here holding things down on 104.3 FM WQAM. We got much more when we come back. We're going to hear from a couple of the Miami Dolphins players to get ready for the regular season. Enough of this preseason stuff. Let's go ahead and get ready for the regular season. Trevor is going to give us his opinion, as well as your boy Frog Boy right here on Miami 560 WQAM, aka 104.3 WQAM. We got that and much more when we come back.
It's hot. Time for more Game Day Uncensored, Postgame edition on AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Sponsored by South Florida Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac, JM Lexus, and Williamson Automotive.
Welcome to the Dolphins postgame show, Dolphins Uncensored, Miami Dolphins Uncensored, right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Your Miami Dolphins victorious over the Jacksonville Jaguars after a week of joint practice. That means they are undefeated on the season, 2-0-1. It is an amazing day to rejoice, but honestly, look, it's time to get real. It's time to understand that real football is coming. This whole preseason thing is not going to matter in about a week or two. Trevor, please give us a reality check and letting us know who you feel is the favorite for a Super Bowl champion this season.
You want my favorites? Jeez.
I need it, dude. No. I don't want it. I need it.
You need it so you can throw in a bet on the certain app that you can.
Yeah. Certain
I can
app.
tell. I can tell.
Yeah, certain app that I can go ahead and throw some money.
My AFC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my teams I like. I get Chiefs because you cannot count Andy Reid in the Chiefs at all, or Patrick Mahomes.
Fair.
They're number one to me. I think if you have to beat them to beat them. It's like the old Tom Brady.
Gotta beat the champs.
Can't beat the AFC champs. Also in the AFC, I like the Bills. I don't trust the Ravens, but I feel everyone's saying it's their year. But I'm just gonna say they're my third team usually. Fourth team. I really don't have one, honestly.
That's fair.
I think it's those three, honestly. I don't believe in the Chargers. I don't believe in the Broncos yet. I really don't believe anyone out of the AFC South because those are just the AFC South is just a slop division.
Yep.
So I personally that's how I go. It's usually those three teams. You probably see you figure out like the Chiefs will probably blow out whoever is the AFC South champ or whoever beats upsets the 4 seed usually. Then the 2 and the 3 will just fight it out. So that's how I feel. NFC, everyone's saying the Eagles. I have my little doubts on that. I'm not trying to be a homer here. Give me the Eagles. I like Washington a lot. I have a weird feeling it's the Lions are up there for me. I also throw in the 49ers. They could probably have something if they stay healthy. I don't trust the Rams right now. So I think the NFC is pretty wide open for 2 through 5. And especially you don't know what to expect. A lot of new quarterbacks are playing, especially in the NFC North. You have J.J. McCarthy still playing, who's a rookie finally this year. You want to see how Jared Goff looks like. You also got to see how does Brock Purdy respond after a down season with a banged-up roster. And you want to see what Matthew Stafford's back holds up. And also, what are the Cowboys going to do with Brian Schottenheimer and the current contract situation of Micah Parsons? So that's truly – the NFC is pretty wide open through 2 through 6, I feel, in the 7th spot. So –
look, you got laid out there for sure. The NFC is something that could change day by day.
Yeah.
The AFC seems a little bit more solidified, but nonetheless, you never know. You really never know, especially with Kansas City coming down recently.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Taylor Swift's going to release a new album, and then all of a sudden the Chiefs are done for. But it seems like more than ever there is a wide diversity of who can take it in the NFC. I know the Lions are looking good. They're physical. They're tough. But there's other teams right there that could be taking their spot. Nonetheless, your Miami Dolphins, do you think they are physical enough of a team based off of what you've seen to compete? No, you say no.
I personally don't think they're physical enough. I feel like we've been hammering that all 4 years I've been down here, this team to be physical. And I don't think they've adapted to it. I just feel like they're saying it just to say it, and they're not actually doing it. You don't see Chris Jagir or Mike McDaniel want to be a physical football team. Yeah. They're not. They don't. They just say it and exists. It's just say this to keep the fan base happy. I just think they're lying to everyone's faces right now.
Is there anything they could possibly do to convince you otherwise?
Convince me otherwise how they can be physical?
Yeah.
if their rookies show out, I want to see them get after the quarterback. This is also the first year Bradley Chubb is back.
True.
Jalen Phillips is back after injury. I want to see what this defensive line looks like because everyone's been hyping it up. Oh, this could be it. I'm like, okay, let me just see it. I want to see you guys go after the quarterback week 1 in Indy versus Daniel Jones. You should be able to get at least 6 sacks during that game anyways. That's the benchmark. Put it there. If there's no more than 6 sacks on Daniel Jones, we are having problems.
Look, that's fair. You're not asking for too much. Although 6 sacks is a lot.
I don't
as
think
a team, though, there should be none.
I want 6 sacks. You're going against I'm not Andrew Luck, Daniel Jones. It's not that easy. It's pretty easy to do. He knows how to fall anyway. So trust me, if there's no more than 6 sacks week 1 in Indianapolis, there are problems on Dan Marino Boulevard.
Look, it is your Miami Dolphins, all right? They finished the preseason 2-0-1 following a victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, who did not win a game, actually, if I'm being honest. Did not win a game this entire preseason. How much, Trevor, do you think preseason weighs into regular season?
New head coach. They didn't do any joint practices except for one versus Miami, so that's kind of a big, I call that a big red flag in my personal opinion. I want to see what he's doing. I know some coaches are like, it's first-year coaches. They want to see what they could do. It's also, for me, it's Jacksonville. I'm kind of concerned anyways because we really haven't hammered Trevor Lawrence that much of sledgehammer yet. We've just been doing it with like mallets and stuff. So I think this is the year we have to bring out the sledgehammers. I know they went 0-2-1. They tied with New Orleans week 1 is week 2 as well. So I think it's really concerning what's going to happen in Jacksonville and Duval County.
Duval. Although it's very weird what their head coach said once upon.
All-time drop.
All-time drop for sure. But Trevor, before we get out of here, can I get a prediction for the Miami Dolphins? What do you think their record for the season is going to be?
Well, the way everyone's been talking, they want Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel, and they want Stephen Ross to get fired. I feel like everybody's expecting me, the outsider, to give up a losing record. I feel like all the Dolphin fans are wanting that. So
I do for sure.
I'll give you 7-10.
Oh,
the perfect mediocre spot, really. You can't really fire him, but it's just there. If you go 3-14 or 4-13, there's a chance, but I personally don't see that unless you really do a horrible job in Espanyol, Spain versus Washington. Then we may have a football coach getting fired on the airplane again. So wow. I personally, I want to see what it's going to look like. Dolphins schedule, to me, I think it's really intriguing after when you look at, they have 2 really winnable games. I personally like New England a lot this year because I think they're going to make a bounce back, even though some rebuilds are 2 or 3 years. I like their head coach a lot. You could possibly go 1-2 out the gate. Then the Jets game week 4, you can probably go 2-2. Then after that, you have a pretty escapable schedule, really. Then after that, I don't know what's going to happen when you play the Chargers, the Ravens, the Bills for a second time, Washington with Jaden Daniels, the Steeler game in the cold, Joe Burrow coming down, and the battle of the original Florida teams of Buccaneers and Dolphins. Baker Mayfield may put a number on you guys. So it's going to be really interesting what's going to happen.
Well, there you have it, Miami. Your Miami Dolphins finish a preseason undefeated. We'll see how that carries on into the regular season. But nonetheless, you can catch all the action right here on 104.3 WQAM. That is your FM location for Miami Dolphins activity. Trevor, please give us your handle.
T_Harris_18. You can follow me there. You can follow you can follow my football takes, the funny clips I post, and more,
Well, you got that and much more. Of course, stick around for your Miami Dolphins. You'll be able to find them all season long right here on 104.3 WQAM.
Hey, we want to hear what you have to say. Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line at 305-567-0560. The big one is here at Kendall Toyota. All new Toyotas on sale now with financing as low as 0%.